Welcome back, everyone, to episode 53 of the Tricks and Traps Speedrun. So I'm coming into today, rated 2232, and hopefully we can have another tricky and trappy day of chess. Let's hop into the first game. Okay, first opponent. I do not want to hurt myself trying to pronounce this name, so let's focus on the chess. Play knight f3, and let's play knight c3. This is a slightly tricky sideline, specifically aimed against knight f6. It's a line that I don't think has a name. Chess.com is calling this the Sicilian defense. But this is a kind of aggressive offbeat line, which I'll have to remember the theory. I'm pretty sure it's g3 here, followed by bishop g2. It's aimed to, meet b5 with bishop b2, bishop g2. Queen c7 attacks the knight. Let's play this. And this is still opening prep. There's actually a funny line after knight c6. Maybe after the game I can show what happens after knight c6. Black plays b5, which makes bishop g2 even more attractive. Being Kato, attack the rook. Bishop f4 also comes to mind. And I'll take a pause here because, both bishop moves develop with tempo. I guess if bishop g2, bishop b7 is our follow-up. Like we could trade, rooks attacked. I think bishop f4 has more of a punch to it. Yeah, let's start with bishop f4, aligning with the queen. Also preparing castling queenside, which would maybe create some mating ideas against the d8 square. And so far I'm feeling good. I mean, one of the main points of playing this line is to get the quick lead in development. And yeah, it seems like black is very much underdeveloped here. Most of the pieces still in the back rank. And already there's some threats against the queen, threatening either knight f7, knight g6 to attack the queen and the rook. So I'm not sure what to expect here. Queen b7. Okay, attacking my rook. I'm tempted to just castle and then go for mate. Yeah, I don't think there's any need to... I mean, now that I think about it, rook g1 would prepare bishop g2, so it would be a defensive move, but also potentially aggressive move. Maybe I can start with castling and then consider rook g1 later. That looks pretty good. Oh no, my rook. Yeah, this rating level, opponent's rated 2369. I don't think they're going to take the poisonous rook here. I'm expecting something to block on d7. Probably either bishop d7 or knight bd7. Okay, knight bd7. So the knight is pinned by the queen-rook battery. And now I'm not sure if black is actually threatening to take, because there might be some discoveries. But rook g1 still makes a ton of sense. Yeah, very simply preparing bishop g2. Okay, queen b6. Oh, I'm smelling tactics. Let's calculate. Takes, takes. Sack the knight. Check on b5. Something blocks on d7. Maybe it's not enough. Yeah, black has a lot of things defending d7. It's getting bishop d7, takes, and then sack the rook. But I think I just run out of steam. So, oh, what about knight d5? Oh, knight d5 looks so nice. Okay, I'm just playing it right away. So if queen takes queen, I don't recapture. It would be made in 2 after knight c7, king d8, knight f7, checkmate. A very rare occurrence, basically forking the rooks but dominating the king. That would be really beautiful. Also, if knight takes knight, queen takes, and then I'm hitting f7 and the rook on a8. So we're 12 moves into the game, and this looks pretty much completely winning. I mean, I don't want to celebrate too early, but Black is in deep, deep trouble here. My pieces came into action super quickly this game. I'm looking for a move for Black to survive. Like, can the queen go back to b7? But then, at the very least, I take in bishop g2. Like, there's tactics all around to exploit the queen, the rook, the king. Okay, queen d6. So aligning with the bishop, that's interesting. And the knight is still kind of attacked. Like if I take, then take. How to do this? Still looking for the mating ideas. Like knight c6 almost works. Takes and then knight c7. I mean, knight f7 is also consideration, but then takes. And we end up trading, and the knight gets stuck in the corner. Yeah, queen d6 is actually a decent practical option for Black. Can I play bishop g2? Just continuing development? Setting up another potential discovery? That looks... I mean, everything looks good, but this looks extra good. Just bringing another piece to the party. So I'm fully developed with the minor pieces. The queen's still a target, the rook's now a very clear target. I'm threatening the discovery with takes to unleash the bishop. And there's still the potential double attack. This line, the bishop would attack the f7 pawn and the rook. It's possible I had something stronger there. But I'm still happy with this move. And it's not easy to actually defend the rook. Because if bishop e7, then the bishop's not defended, I can take and then take. And then probably simplify in the process too with a likely queen trade. I'm still looking for potential mating ideas using my knights. Okay, there's a potential line, queen b4 takes, and then knight c7, king d8, knight c6 checkmate. So we're 13 moves in. Opponent's below 5 minutes. And my opponent clearly realizing the danger. It's probably far past the point of no return. But okay, the game will go on, so let's take with the bishop. And I mean, I have so many threats here. There's actually an elegant line. If it's my move, maybe I take the knight on d7. Queen takes d7, then bishop c6. And the queen is pinned not only to the king, but to the mating square on d8. So queen takes e6, queen d8, checkmate. Of course, I'm threatening the discovered fork. I'm threatening to take the free rook. Bishop takes f7 as well. My opponent's using most of their remaining time. Plays f6. Interesting. So the line I was fantasizing about no longer works because the king has a getaway square. So, I mean, I could take the rook. I kind of just want to savor this position for a little while. Bishop f7, king d8. Looking for the forced mate. Any other... I guess if I move the knight with the discovery, there's e5. Okay, maybe I should just take the knight and then win the rook. Let's not overthink this. I'm slightly frustrated I didn't have like some clear checkmate there, but winning a rook should be good enough. And the queen's attacked, so I can take the rook. e5 is likely to come, but that'll be okay. So I have rook e4, which should save everything. And saving the rook, pinning the pawn. I didn't want to throw in the check because then the king would no longer be on the e-file. Now I can throw in a check, bishop d5. Maybe there's still some mating attack. Like h4, h5 ideas. Can I leave the bishop here? h4 takes. There's no need though. I'll play bishop d2. Yeah, safety first. I still want to attack, like g4 perhaps. Attacking the bishop. Allowing bishop takes f2, but then I'm still having all the fun. Oh no, my pawn. Oh no, one of my rooks. Yeah, bishop takes f2, then h5 checkmate. So maybe we'll see h6. I think my goal is to end the game with checkmate before my opponent flags. Might be difficult to do though. I have g5. Take and then take. Oh, that looks fun. I might be losing the exchange, but I'll still be up material. There's some mating potential too with the file opening. Yeah, so here the bishop can take. And then take with check. Take. I throw in this move. Might as well attack the rook. So I'm only going to be up a bishop. But that's still plenty of material. Yeah, if king e7, bishop b4, there might eventually be some mating that. And the bishops create a nice wall along with the rook. Check. There's bishop d7. Yeah, I don't really want to trade. Okay, let's play bishop b7. I'll go after a pawn. If the rook moves, it's mate in one. I should say if the rook moves off the 8th rank. Okay, it looks like I will be winning on time. So black survived a bit longer than I would have expected after the first like 13 moves of the game. That was a fun one though. Hope people enjoyed this this tricky opening leading to pretty crushing middle game attack. So yeah, again, it's one of these nameless variations within the Sicilian. A6 is one of the best moves. If I remember correctly, I think the best move here is queen d6. Yeah, the engine supports this. And the idea is not only is black attacking the knight, but the queen on d6 also discourages pawn d4. Compared to the game, queen c7, which maybe looks more natural, attacks the knight, but allows for the d4 move. And there's a funny line here. I do want to show that one of the most natural moves for black is to play knight c6 to get initiative, attacking the queen, attacking the knight, essentially forcing knight takes c6. And after queen takes c6, it looks like black is in good control, attacking the rook. But there's a very nice move here from white, which would have still been part of my opening preparation, is not to move the rook, not to defend the rook, but to play bishop g5 and say, oh no, my rook. And if black takes, it's completely crushing, castling queenside, threatening not only checkmate in one, but also threatening bishop b5 to win the queen. And yeah, I think there's been some like pretty good players who have walked into this in the past. So, and already after bishop g5, black is in trouble practically. Like even though the engine says white's slightly better, it's just white having all the fun with early initiative. So going back to what happened in the game after b5, yeah, this also just walks into so much fun from the white side. And I am curious if I had anything stronger than what I did. Knight d5 is best. Bishop g2 is second best. Best move would have been knight d7. The knight c7. Okay. Yeah, there were so many good-looking options. I felt like a child in an ice cream shop, only allowed to pick one flavor. But yeah, full control and not much more to analyze. So that brings me to 2243. Let's keep it going. Okay, next opponent, playing Marca JS. Play e4. Ooh, can I play the same variation? No, we have e6. I'm tempted to play b4. Are there any other tricky lines? I mean, there's like delayed Alapin. Let's play b4. Let's play Wing Gambit. I think I played this a few episodes ago. It transposed into like Wing Gambit versus French, which very often can happen after d5, e5. So here I'm offering the bishop trade. Black prevents it. Now I'll take over the center. Pawn d4. I'll look to just have a nice active setup. More space. Black has some developing to do. Play bishop d3. I'm very tempted to play this move, setting up potential Greek gift ideas. h4. Let's start with knight d2. I'm going to be flexible. We'll see if black castles. I'm still going to be flexible, c3. Because I'm not sure if I actually want to commit to castling, or if I want to keep my rook on h1 and go for the kind of crazy kingside attack. Which, yeah, now I have a decision to make. If I play h4, I think it doesn't make sense, because there's e5, and then g4 could be an issue. Actually, e5 is maybe black's main idea here. I'm thinking queen e2. And I don't think e5 myself really works, because after takes, there's some issue with my bishop being undefended. Let's play queen e2. Yeah, trying to get a stable setup. I should maybe explain the reason for h4. The eventual idea would be to play e5, make the knight move, and then Greek gift with takes, takes, and knight g5. It's a very common attacking sequence where h-file could eventually open. And we might see this play out in maybe a slightly different way. Bishops might end up getting traded. Debating, do I take first? Do I play e5 first? Let's play e5 first. I'm happy to see d5 because now, yeah, the bishop's completely shut in. We're likely going to trade off black's better bishop. I could take right away. If I take right away, let's say queen takes. I think I'd rather play h4 here, keeping the tension between the bishops. And now I am threatening the sequence to sack the bishop, knight g5, and go for the quick mating attack. I think at this rating level, my opponent will be aware. But even if they are aware, it's not always easy to effectively stop. Like g6 would try and block the bishop, but allow the h5 break. f6 is another attempt, but might still allow the sack, potentially the double piece sack. And bishop takes e3, I was wondering about, because I don't have to take back. I could still go for this. It's interesting. There's a concern about king h6, like take, check king h6. Queen e3 maybe? Threatening some nasty discoveries. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. This is a tricks and traps speedrun. This looks like a fun trick. It's possible my opponent will play king h8, but okay, they do take the bishop. So the king might be going for a small outing. I should note, if king g8, I think I'm just winning immediately. So I'm pretty sure king h6 or king g6 are the necessary moves to go for. This probably makes a little bit more sense. We see king g6. Wow. Okay, time to calculate. So let's start with the forcing moves, queen d3 or h5. Should also just be aware of the candidate moves, queen g4. Also just taking back could be a consideration. Queen d3, I think would force f5. There's en passant check. Oh, it's really close to working. There's also like queen d3. First of all, f5, there's knight takes e6. There's also queen g3 to start with. Oh, there's so many fun lines. I'm also looking at this. And king h6. Okay, let's start with queen d3. Yeah, f5. Now take. And I can win back material. Of course, I should probably at some point take the bishop if the mating attack doesn't work. This is actually almost force mate, but the idea would be takes here and then here. There's king h6. So maybe I start with queen g3. Queen g3 threatening to win the black queen. I'm just not sure about queen e7. And then check, king moves. I do have an idea. Like, what if I just take the bishop? What does black want to do next? I guess still queen e7. Okay. I don't want to burn too much time here. Let's start with queen g3. Just try and maximize the pressure against the black king. Plays f4, okay. To be honest, I didn't quite see that coming. But now, if I move back, there's rook f5. So h5, king h6, check. I think this works, h5. So if king f5... Wait, where's a mate? Do I not have mate there? King f5? That's crazy if I don't have mate. No, okay, h5, king f5, queen d3. I lose a knight, and then queen g6 checkmate. If h5, king h6 is the only other legal move, then knight f7, rook takes f7, queen g6 checkmate. Or h5, king h6, knight f7, king h7, queen g6, king g8, and then I win the queen with still some mating attack. Let's do it. Yeah, I think it's completely winning now. I'll be very curious to analyze after the game if this whole attack was winning for me, because I still am down 2 minor pieces. I have not recaptured the bishop, but I don't think there's going to be a need to this game. Okay, king f5. Wow, so it's going to be a triple piece sack. Queen d3. Take my knight, and then checkmate. Okay, GG. Not too often you get to sack 3 minor pieces for such an attack. That was a fun one, all stemming from this wing gambit. Chess.com calls this Sicilian defense French deferred wing gambit. Okay. Yeah, there's some French parallels with the pawn on e6. And going forward, yeah, I think we saw a nice example of the reason for delaying castling kingside and keeping this h4 option open. And it worked out beautifully. Yeah, maybe black should play e5. e5 is actually the top stockfish move, preventing me from playing e5, freeing the light squared bishop. After d5, yeah, got some nice attack. And according to stockfish, black is fine here. But white has compensation. Black is only favored by like minus 0.5. So that's usually a sign that there is good compensation. The best move would have been king h6. And what was I calculating? I think I may have just taken back on a3. There's also queen d3, which is interesting. Threatening mate. The engine will defend this very precisely. Takes. This doesn't work at all because there's takes with a counterattack. Anyway, after king g6, engine still likes black. Best move was queen e7, ensuring I don't have a knight discovery to win the queen. And the bishop is supported. And to be honest, yeah, I wasn't calculating anything super concrete here, but it still seemed really fun for white because the king is stuck. It can't retreat. It's aligned with the queen. Maybe I could slow play in some way. Engine says rook takes a3. Oh yeah, because if queen takes a3, then h5, and yeah, there's this sequence with queen g6, and the engine finds a win. Oh, this is a funny line, because I give the rook on h1, but yeah, white's mating on h7 eventually. Anyway, yeah, what happened in the game after f4, then h5, and white's completely winning. So that was a fun one. A couple of fun games so far. 19 move win. I'm up to 22-48. Let's do another. Okay, next opponent, playing the Godly Elephant. Do I play the Elephant Gambit? Let's play a Stafford Gambit. I've been slightly deprived of my Stafford recently, but it's Stafford Gambit time. Opponent is playing quickly, so it's possible they're prepared. This is the most solid, one of the best lines for white. h5 aims to set up knight g4 and h3. So yeah, in this move order, the move to play is queen d4. Simply attacking f2. If bishop e3, it loses b2. And then the rook's attacked. And here there's two moves I run into most often. Castling I'm happy to see. I think the better move is rook f1, which is actually the chess mood recommendation of how to refute the Stafford. But most people who play rook f1 are specifically prepared for it. Like, it's not an easy move to figure out. Now that white's committed to castling, there's still some nice attacking potential. And the idea of queen d6 is to prepare knight g4 with the potential checkmate on h2. Now, I will say that according to the engine, white is better in this line after queen d6, but it requires very precise play, and I don't think bishop f3 is a great move, although maybe it's playable. And the issue with bishop f3, it doesn't really stop my idea. I'm threatening mate. I've had a lot of opponents in the past make the mistake of playing g3 in similar positions, thinking they're preventing mate, but walking into queen takes g3, as the f-pawn is pinned by the bishop. And I should also note, if takes, then yeah, position looks very good. I'm threatening mate, and the bishop's attacked. And I'm pretty sure the only way, as far as I can see, for white to survive is to throw in this move e5. White can either try take, and then e5, which is actually interesting, because if I take, there's a pin, and I'm not mating. So if takes e5, I'd probably go for queen g6, and then look to create the h-file battery. But e5 right away, yeah, I think this is maybe the best move. Because now if I take with the queen, there's not rook e1 because I have bishop takes f2, but there's pawn takes knight, and then I can't take back because rook e1 wins my queen. So I think I have to take with a knight here, which I'm okay with. Like, I win back the pawn. White plays rook e1, so pinning the knight. And I think I just develop bishop e6. Ensuring the knight's not pinned. Preparing castling queenside. Also, I might want to just go back to g4 and create all the same ideas I was just showing. Yeah, it's looking good. Like, usually one of the main downsides of playing the Stafford is you sack a pawn, and if you don't get compensation, then you're just down material. But here I've won back material, and I still have a lot of the same attacking ideas. And white's underdeveloped too. Like, the whole queenside is not developed. All my minor pieces are out and have nice harmony. The king is ready to be safe. Rooks are ready to enter the game. Yeah, after the game, I can show the precise line white could have played to maybe better fend off my attack. But it's still a fight. Knight c3 makes a lot of sense. Knight e4 is some concern. And I would like to... And the move I want to play here is knight g4. Threatening mate. Now the drawback here, after knight g4, there's takes, and then queen takes. My bishop is pinned. But maybe it's worth going into that, because I can castle, unpinning the bishop, attacking the queen, and then potentially preparing some sacrifice. Trying to calculate queen f3. Okay, so one more time. Knight g4, take, castle, queen f3. Knight e4 is still a threat. Do I have anything that works? g5? g5, knight e4. I guess I could slow play. Another option is to take the bishop. Take. Again, knight e4 is ruining all my fun in most of these lines. What to do? I'll take some time here. I mean, I don't want to move my bishop and, yeah, no longer align with the king. Also, bishop f4 might be coming. Okay, let's examine this line again. So knight g4, takes, takes, takes. I'm again down a pawn. Castle, queen f3. Let's say bishop b6. Bishop f4, queen d7. I think there's still like decent attacking potential. Maybe to sack on h3 or thrust the g-pawn forward. I'm going to go for it. This might be dubious, but I think it still offers good practical chances to attack. And sometimes in rapid chess, you can afford to take more risks like this. I'm also attacking f2 here, so white doesn't have too many options. Knight e4 might be playable, actually. Knight e4, queen h2, king f1. Queen h1, king e2. Can get kind of weird. I'm also just realizing there's this move, but I don't think that works at all. So let's take. Expecting queen takes. Oh, there's still knight e4. Yeah, to be honest, I only calculated queen takes g4. Knight e4 actually makes a lot of sense to play first. Although knight e4, let's say queen e7, take, take, and then take, c2 is hanging. Oh, there's some crazy lines like take, take, take. King d8, bishop g5, checkmate. There would be king f8. Good news is I'm up on time. Opponent is almost certainly debating between these two moves. Oh, I'm just realizing there's a cool idea. Knight e4, queen d5. Knight takes e5, and I don't take back, but I take here threatening mate. But then there's knight e4, and I'm down a piece. But then I take. I don't think that works. As much as I would want to go for that, I think just queen e7 here. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about losing the bishop pair, like especially my dark square bishop. But life goes on. Actually, the good news is queens will stay on the board, and we'll have an opposite side castling position where there's opposite color bishops. And usually opposite color bishops favor the side who has more attacking potential, which should be black in this position. Yeah, especially if I can try and exploit the light squares on the king side. White doesn't have a light squared bishop to neutralize the light squares. So I think it's still worth calculating these lines after queen takes g4. And castling is one candidate move. But queen takes e2 still deserves some attention. I'm just reluctant to allow white to get the initiative and start harassing my king. So yeah, I'm just going to castle. And here I don't mind if white sacks exchange, because then the king is very safe. The rooks can have some half-open files to work with. I should also note I am attacking the queen, bishop's unpinned. c2 is still attacked. If white wants to save the queen and the pawn, there are a few moves. There's queen e2, there's queen a4. I wouldn't mind seeing the queen move to a4 or back to d1. Now, I mean, the first move I'm looking at is a bishop sack, like takes, takes, takes. But then queen g4. Okay, so that doesn't work. Queen g4 would win the rook. I'm looking at g5 here, supported by the queen, preparing g4. That looks quite attractive. I mean, bishop e3 is natural. My queen will maybe find the d5 square. Let's do it. Yeah, because white's committed to h3, then the prospect of g4 is a really strong attacking idea. But still a question, where to put the queen? I was thinking queen d5. I just don't want to get harassed. Like, even if c4, queen f3, I can win back a pawn. Actually leaning towards this. I sack the pawn and then play this? Calculating. h4, take, queen h2, king f1. It looks fun. Some bishop g4 to throw in there. Let's do it. Yeah, even though I'm no longer defending the pawn, I wouldn't mind losing the pawn. Every pawn lost is a file opened. And I think the potential of the half-open g file is more valuable than the actual g pawn. Also, I should note this a pawn is almost certainly poisonous. And with the queen on d6, I do eye the h2 square, so if I get in this move and h pawn goes away, then a queen h2 could be quite nice. c3. Okay, preparing maybe this, maybe this. Let's continue with my own attack. I didn't really even consider taking the d-pawn. Trading queens goes against the entire strategy of this position. Bishop d4. Okay, attacking the rook. I'm looking at takes. Take back with the rook. I don't think there's any need to actually sacrifice the rook. Like rook h5 here, perhaps. Rook h7. Should watch time. Oh, bishop e5 might be coming. Okay. Okay, so rook h5, how about? But then I'm not threatening to take. Maybe I'm threatening other things like c5. I think it's still fine. It feels weird putting the rook aligned with the queen where it's not defended. But I like the fact that I'm controlling the fifth rank, maintaining the pawn tension. And there's an argument that both pawns are pinned. Like this pawn is pinned to h2. This pawn is pinned to my rook. My opponent might spend the rest of their time being confused about the pawns. Okay, so white still wants to play this move. Yeah, I might have to allow it. Just go for this. Actually calculating potential like queen sacrifices. There's no way taking works though. So queen d5. Queen d5, c4. Queen d7, I guess? I am trying to maximize the pressure against the king side. And next step is probably to create some g-file battery. Although rook g5 could allow pawn h4. Okay, white takes. That should make my life easier. I can take back with bishop. Now the h-file is fully open, g-file semi-open. This pawn is attacked. Oh, do I have tactics? Queen d5. That feels close. I might start with queen d5. And there's also like bishop h3. Let's play queen d5. I'm not too scared of this. Like, worst case, my king actually is pretty safe on d7. White does take. Can I take on g2? I don't think that works. Maybe f6. f6 is funny because I defend g8. Oh, there's a funny line. Okay, let's play f6. The idea is f6, take, and then sack the queen. Bishop e2 with discovered check and eventually mating. This doesn't do anything. Let's do it. Actually a very beautiful move. I don't think I'm overlooking counterplay. Oh no, my queen. Let's be extra sure. Take, take, check. The king's cut off on the F file and the H file. There's only a couple legal moves. Oh no, my queen. Yeah, pretty beautiful mating concept. Bishop is very clutch. Okay, fun game. Stafford Gambit, queen sacrifice. I was happy to find this move f6. Like, it's very geometrical. It's not the type of thing you would maybe normally look for as discover defense, the backwards diagonal movement of the queen. In such a position, it was a nice resource. Going back, yeah, maybe I can provide some opening insight into the Stafford line. If we turn on the engine, Stockfish will say close to +2 in white's favor. The safest line for white, and actually the best move for white, is to play rook f1. This is a chess move recommendation. The king is actually safer in the center, and then white can expand the center eventually with c4 or c3 and d4. Castling is still playable, and the engine will still say close to +2 in white's favor. The issue with this line for white is white would have to play very precisely going forward. And there's only one move here that keeps a large advantage for white, which I've had this position a decent amount in the past, and I'm pretty sure a lot of players just don't find this move, is pawn c3. It's not developing a piece, but it is preparing the center pawn expansion. And the idea is, if I go for knight g4, which is my whole attacking plan with the queen being on d6, it's very useful having the pawn on c3 because white has a move e5 here, which is similar to what happened in the game. But now if I take with the knight, there's pawn d4 forking my knight and bishop. And if queen takes, then bishop takes g4, pawn takes g4, rook e1 wins the queen. So in the game, my opponent played bishop f3, which maybe is an attempt to improve the bishop, but it doesn't prepare white for this line. And as we saw, it was more playable for me after knight g4. My opponent found the best move, e5. And actually, according to the engine, white is still slightly better here. But at this point, I'm feeling very comfortable. And went for knight g4. Okay, the engine says this is dubious. And I did overlook kind of this intermezzo. I was expecting queen takes g4, after which maybe there's more compensation. But yeah, knight e4 was played immediately. And then engine likes white. But I think this is a case where the engine is materialistic. Like, it sees white's up a pawn, but maybe doesn't reflect how difficult this can be from a human perspective, with black having easy attacking plans and white having to defend precisely. So going forward, yeah, g5, and pretty quickly it became very fun for me. Bishop d4. Yeah, maybe these moves weren't super accurate. I just want to see what the engine thinks of the end of the game. Queen e3. Oh, okay, so... Oh, interesting. Queen d5, not the best move. And f6 is actually a blunder. White has one move here to be much better. Yeah, Stockfish kills all the fun. I encourage viewers, if you want like a defensive exercise, white to move and hold everything together. The move is bishop g3. And apparently black has no attack. And engine says almost +3 in white's favor. Rook gh8. Again, only one move for white, f3. And this check on h1 means nothing. This queen actually helps defend the diagonal. And it's my king who's probably going to get punished. But yeah, there's no way my opponent's finding the ultra-precise moves with 23 seconds left. Took the pawn and allows the beautiful checkmate. So, that was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the games today. Some fun attacking games. And yeah, finishing at 22:54. As always, if you like the content, do subscribe and stay tuned for more. I'll see you guys soon.